Hello, welcome everyone to another session of Bharat Ke Paramveer. I, Kaustubh Savan, on behalf of Indo Science Education Trust, would like to hand over the mic to Veteran Group Captain Shrikant Walwadkar sir and start this session.
Good evening, viewers. This is the first episode of 2021. I wish you a very meaningful, memorable, successful, and happy New Year. May your all wishes come true, whatever you desire. I welcome you on behalf of Indo Science Education Trust to Bharat Ke Paramveer episode number 8. Today is the first Sunday of 2021. Let's start our journey. Our ritual, the 21 Param diamonds in the necklace of our Bharat Mata. Every one of us, our generations, would be proud and indebted to these 21 Paramir Chakra of India. We will be talking about the 62 war. We have finished 6 Paramvirs, 5 from 47-48 Indo-Pakistan War, first war of 1947-48, 5 Paramvir Chakra holders, 1 from United Nations Peacekeeping Force operations, Captain Gurbachan Singh Salaria of 1961. Now we come to 1962. Brief commentary on Indo China War of 1962. The war started on 19th-20th October 1962 and lasted till 21st November 1962, 1 month and 1 day, when China unilaterally declared cessation of hostilities. The location of the war was Aksai Chin, the then NEFA area, Northeast Frontier Agency, now Arunachal Pradesh, Assam. Presently, same area where the two armies now are facing each other in a warlike situation like Galwan, Pangong So, Sirijap in Chushul sector of Ladakh. They say history repeats itself, but this history can be different, will be different, because the India of 1962 and 2021 are totally different countries. Result of this war, Chinese victory. They took control of Aksai Chin. India, unfortunately, had to face humiliating defeat. The injuries to the mind of 62 have not yet healed. It will be difficult to heal it. It generated lots of controversies, lots of lessons to learn from the humiliating defeat, like importance of armed forces. There was a time when head of the government in parliament had said, nothing, not a single blade of grass grows in Ladakh area. Is it necessary to keep so much of army there? The mindset had changed, it needs to change. So this defeat, lesson learned was the importance of armed forces. Necessity of homogeneity between the armed forces and politico-bureaucratic leadership. There's a necessity of homogeneity. Requirement of modernization of armed forces, necessity of authentic intelligence inputs for the armed forces and robust system for its provision, optimum utilization of other arms of the defense services are some of the lessons we have learned in a very, very hard way. But for the strong willpower and cold courage of the soldiers who, though outnumbered and ill-equipped, fought to defend their country's honor to the last man and last bullet, trying to compensate the blunders committed by the then political, bureaucratic, and military leadership. Brief summary of Paramvir Chakras of 1962. During 1962 war, Indo China War, 3 Faujis were awarded with highest gallantry award Paramvir Chakra. First was Major Dhan Singh Thapa for his bravery on 20th October 1962. Subedar Joginder Singh for his bravery after 3 days, that is 23rd October 1962, in different sector. He received this award posthumously. And Major Shaitan Singh for his bravery on 18 November 1962, again posthumously. These three episodes are dedicated to the unsung heroes martyred, injured, alive or no more, and their family members who suffered enormously as a result of the 62 war with China, whose dedication and patriotism was the only silver lining to the dark cloud of humiliating defeat of India. India and every Indian, along with all their generations, will remain indebted to them forever. These are Param pride of 1962, Major Dhan Singh Thapa, our today's hero, Subedar Joginder Singh, next Sunday's hero, and Major Shaitan Singh, 2 Sundays, that is the third Sunday of 2021 hero. Today's hero, Major Dhan Singh Thapa, Paramveer Chakra. We were very fortunate that he received the award. He was alive, and he continued till the age of 77 to be with us. Life of veteran Lieutenant Colonel Dhan Singh Thapa, Paramveer Chakra. Dhan Singh Thapa was born on 10th April 1928 in a Nepali family at Shimla. His father's name was Sri P.S. Thapa. He was married to Mrs. Shukla Thapa and is blessed with a son and 2 daughters. Son also had joined Indian Army. Names of 2 daughters are Purnima and Madhulika Thapa. And daughter-in-law is Mrs. Anushri Thapa. He joined 1st Battalion of 8 Gorukha of Indian Army on 28th August 1949 at a young age of 21 years. He was commissioned in the rank of 2nd Lieutenant on 21st February 1951. He became promoted to the rank of Lieutenant after 2 years, that is on 21st February 1953, and to Captain's rank on 21st February 1957. His initial posting was in the Nefa insurgency area of Nagaland, and he contributed through his actions and dedication through night patrols and various anti-insurgency operations. Our hero, veteran Lieutenant Colonel Dhan Singh Thapa, was very gentle and unassuming by temperament, passionate about football, but could not play after 1962 due to the arthritis, a gift from Chinese while in their captivity as prisoner of war. China started the war on 20th October 1962. Major Dhan Singh was posted to Leh and was commander of Sirjap 1 post of Chushil sector in Ladakh region. The post was manned by 28 Jawans of Delta Company and the commander, Major Dhan Singh Thapa. He was sanctioned leave and replacement of officer had reached Leh on 19th October 62. However, he observed hectic activity in the Chinese camp, heavy movement of troops near their post. The post was unfortunately overrun by Chinese army by sheer number and better weaponry and more than sufficient ammunition with them. All Allied soldiers, including Major Dhan Singh Thapa, were taken as prisoners of war from 20th October 1962 till May 1963. Initially, they were taken to Khurnak Fort and subsequently were shifted to Xinjiang province. He was honored with Paramveer Chakra posthumously in the beginning based on the wrong report received from Ratilal Thapa, Nayak Ratilal Thapa. As prisoner of war, he was emotionally blackmailed by keeping in isolation, subjecting to propaganda about China, their policies through Chinese audiovisual aids, and movies. He was also told wrongly that in spite of knowing that they are in captivity, government of India is not taking any interest in their release. What a way of blackmailing the people. He developed friendship with a Chinese boy who used to bring meals for him and got a letter posted to his maternal uncle in Shimla. And when this letter was received, India came to know that Major Dhan Singh Thapa is alive. He was released from captivity in May 1963, retired from service in the rank of Lieutenant Colonel on 30th April 1980 after 31 years of service. 31 years of meaningful service in the service of nation. He died of kidney failure on 5th September 2005 at the age of 77 years. He was very religious, simple, and straightforward. He followed his heart, loved his subordinates more than he loved his seniors. We all must feel indebted to the purity of the energy named veteran Lieutenant Colonel Dhan Singh Thapa and his family and the soldiers who laid down their life and their families for the dignity and security of our India. They laid down their life. Actions of a Paramveer Major Dhan Singh Thapa. 19th October 1962, Major Dhan Singh Thapa, at the age of 33 years, was to go on leave to be with his pregnant wife and told his reliever at Leh that he will wait for proper handing over of command at Sirijap post before leaving the post. This is a matured and very, very understanding leadership quality. Chinese attacked eastern sector of the Indian defenses on the night of 19th, 20th October 1962. The same night, they attacked and overran the Indian posts at Galwan, Chipchap, and Pangong areas of Ladakh. On 21st October, they reached north of Pangong So with the aim of capturing Sirijap and Yula. In last year, they did the same thing. And both armies are face to face in a very, very tense situation presently in the same area. As a response to India's forward policy, Sirijap 1 post was created on the northern bank of Pangong So, and 1-8 Gurkha rifles was told to be there and defend that post. The post was strategically very, very important for the defense of Chushul airfield. Delta Company under the command of Major Dhan Singh Thapa with only 28 men was manning the post. Chinese established 3 posts surrounding Sirijap 1 post. This was a peculiar strategy they used to adopt during 62. Certainly on 19th October 1962, he observed hectic activity in the Chinese camp opposite the post. And realizing the possible attack, he alerted his 28 brothers in arms to be ready for any eventuality and at any time. An uneasy night was spent by the alert troops. Nobody slept. On 20th October 1962, at 0430 hours, early morning, Chinese attacked with artillery and mortar fire. Lasted till 7 a.m. Under its cover, Chinese infantry moved closer to the Sirijap 1 post. By 7 o'clock in the morning, around 600 Chinese troops had closed on to 150 yards, just 500 feet from the Sirijap post. Imagine, they are more in number, they are very well equipped, they have the most modern weaponry of that time and ammunition, sufficient ammunition for them. The battle to create a history for Indian Army and to create example for future generations of Indian warriors had started. Within 2.5 hours, Gurkhas managed to break the first attack by using LMGs and rifles. The weapons that they were fighting with were 303 rifles, pre-Second World War weapon. What a handicap these people had. But the strong willpower, they killed a large number of Chinese soldiers. But by that time, the enemy had reached 100 meters from the post. Just 100 meters. Many casualties on Indian side and main damage was to the communication set. Communication set became unserviceable. And for the totally isolated 28 plus 1 braves of Sirijap 1, the world shrank to the trenches of Sirijap one post. Major Thapa, along with his second in command, Subedar Mir Bahadur Gurung, continuously moved from one trench to other, motivating the soldiers, adjusting the defenses to suit ever-changing dynamic situation, and boosting morale of the warriors. Enemy is just 100 meters from these warriors. With the help of artillery cover, the enemy reached just 50 yards from the post. They are moving, the waves are moving forward. Started using incendiary bombs so that the Indian soldiers are smoked out of the trenches. And when they come out, they will be killed. Gurkhas countered by using hand grenades and small arms fire. Subedar Amir Bahadur Gurung, who was manning LMG, was buried alive when his bunker collapsed on him. He came out and continued firing LMG, causing heavy casualties on the enemy. However, he was finally killed in action. What a bravery is this? The post was left with 7 men, with Major Thapa still holding the command. Chinese modified their strategy and attacked from the Pangong side by using amphibious crafts with HMG loaded on it. They are closing on. Battalion headquarters did not have any communication with the Sirijap one post. To assess the situation, they sent 2 boats with soldiers in Pangong So to find out status of Sirijap 1. But they were attacked by Chinese amphibious craft. Out of 2 boats, 1 Indian boat sank, killing all the occupants. Second boat was badly damaged, but managed to escape with Naik Rabilal Thapa. By the time Chinese attacked 3rd time, they made use of tanks. The post was left only with 3 men. Bombs fell on the Major Thapa's bunker, but he managed to escape fire and come out. Now the real situation comes, ammunition exhausted, no other alternative. Imagine this is the worst condition of a warrior, where you have an enemy in front of you, closing onto you. There's a need of ammunition, arms, and ammunition gets exhausted. There cannot be anything worse than this situation. But the strong willpower, strong, dedicated, and committed warriors, these 4 of them, Major Danjik Thapa and his 3 people, came out of the bunker and started bonneting hand-to-hand combat. That was the last resort available to the braves. They killed many enemy soldiers. However, Major Danjik Thapa was overpowered and taken prisoner. One of the 4 prisoners, Naik Thapa Rabilal Thapa, who was sent to assess the situation at Sirijap 1 while leaving the war zone in his damaged boat, wanted to have a last look at this Indian post to assess what was happening there. He observed gray smoke coming out from the post. He presumed that all the post had fallen and there was no survivor. Last 3 survivors were taken prisoners. Of these, Rifleman Tulsi Ram Thapa escaped the Chinese and rejoined the battalion. It took quite a lot to know that Major Thapa was alive and was taken by enemy as prisoner of war. Major Thapa was treated very poorly by the Chinese against the Geneva Conventions. He was made to undergo a series of punishments like walking on the snow barefoot. Firstly, because of killing the Chinese soldiers, and secondly, for refusing to make statements against Indian army and the Indian government. They would have publicized these statements. What a strong willpower it is. What a love for the country. For his gallantry actions on 20th October 1962, he was awarded the Paramveer Chakra. Initially, it was declared as posthumous. However, the modification was carried out subsequently. Mrs. Shukla Thapa, wife of Major Dhansingh Thapa, was the only one who refused to accept that Major Dhansingh Thapa is no more, has been martyred in action. Everybody else felt that this was an emotional response of a wife of a martyr. All the religious ceremonies necessary to be carried out as per their religion were carried out for a dead person and for a widow. Major Thapa managed to make friendship with a Chinese boy who used to bring food for him and talk to him about his wife, his children. And he ensured that, or he got so much of confidence built up in the Chinese boy that the Chinese boy posted a letter written by Major Dan Singh Thapa, a prisoner of war, to his wife in India. This boy posted the letter, and the letter was received by his maternal uncle in Shimla. This made it clear to all the authorities that Major Thapa is alive and is a prisoner of war. He was released by the Chinese after the war as per terms and conditions between the two countries. After return, as per customs, Shukla Thapa was again married to Major Dan Singh Thapa as per the customs. The punishments of Chinese affected the health of Major Dan Singh Thapa. He retired from Indian Army on 30th April 1980 after 31 years of meaningful service in the Indian Army for India. After retirement, he settled in Lucknow. He worked with Sahara Group for some years as a director. After getting retirement from the second innings, he had to fight with his health. On being discouraged by his doctors and family members to attend the RD parade of 2005, his response was befitting the ethics, character, and values of Indian Armed Forces. He said, and I quote, "When I wear my uniform and go for parade, I represent my soldiers, those men who fought a war with me. I cannot let them down." Though he could hardly stand for long or even stay alert, he put on his uniform, pinned his hard-earned Paramveer Chakra, tilted his Gurkha hat at that perfect angle, and went for parade. Through sheer willpower, he managed to stand in the jeep till he had saluted the President, Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces. And after that, exhausted veteran warrior sat down. On 20th September 2005, after spending a meaningful 77 years on the planet, he left for heavenly abode. Salute to the brother warrior. We are all indebted to this warrior and his family who miss him every time. Yes, Nabas Prashadiptam. By becoming an air warrior, one makes life meaningful and dignified. I have experienced this. I'm experiencing this even after retirement. Let me tell the youngsters, you want to live a meaningful life, a dignified life? Armed Forces, Indian Armed Forces are the best place for you to do that and to gain this. Official citation, Major Dhan Singh Thapa was in command of a forward post in Ladakh. On 20th October, it was attacked by the Chinese in overwhelming strength after being subjected to intensive artillery and mortar bombardment. Under his command, the greatly outnumbered post repulsed the attack, inflicting heavy casualties on the aggressors. The enemy attacked again in greater numbers after heavy shelling by artillery and mortar fire. Under the leadership of Major Thapa, his men repulsed this attack also with heavy losses to the enemy. The Chinese attacked for the third time, now with the help of tanks to support the infantry. The post had already suffered large numbers of casualties in the earlier two attacks. Though considerably reduced in number, it held out to the last. When it was finally overrun by overwhelming numbers of the enemy, Major Thapa got out of his trench and killed several of the enemy in hand-to-hand fighting before he was finally overpowered by the Chinese soldiers. Major Thapa's cool courage, conspicuous fighting qualities, and leadership were in the highest traditions of our army. Gazette of India notification number 68, press/62, reference Cardozo 2003, page 78. What a bravery. This I would always like to show to the youngsters, to the future of India. My caste is Indian, my religion is Indian, and my job is to protect India and Indians to the peril of my life. This should be the motto. Let no poor leader divide you amongst you Indians on caste, religion, language, or any silly things like this. We have to be together in the service of nation. This is what armed forces teach. Acknowledgement, I wish to express sincere thanks and acknowledge the following sources for their contribution in completion of this presentation. Photograph of the statue at National War Memorial, New Delhi. Rawat Rachna Bisht, The Brave, Paramveer Chakra Stories, Penguin Publishing House, India, 2014. Rawat Rachna Bisht, The Brave, Paramveer Chakra Stories, translated by my friend Bhagwan Datar, Paramveer Gatha, Rohan Publication, Pune, 2017.
Record.
Food for thought. After hearing the stories of the Paramveer Chakra holders, this food for thought is very, very important for every Indian. Soldiers don't die when bullets pierce their hearts and heads through their uniforms. They don't die when they fall before an enemy onslaught, or even when they get buried in trenches staining the earth with their warm crimson blood. Worshipping Mother India with their warm crimson blood decided, as per traditions of Indian Armed Forces. It is only when we forget their acts of bravery and or suffering of their physically alive families that the soldiers die. Rachna Bisht Rawat in The Brave. My request, you should not be one of them. Please ensure, never forget your heroes. Finally, Rashtraya Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Jai Hind. I finished.